Riza to share her very, very inspiring and moving in equal proportions story with us this morning. Riza, all yours.
Thank you very much. It's a really pleasure to be here and honored, also overwhelmed, standing in front of all the soul sisters, most especially to Dr. Harbin, who made this possible. I actually have my notes or script about what keeps us awake or what keeps CEO awake at night. But listening from our empowered speakers, women speakers, and from the question that Dr. Harbin asked this morning about what women holds us back, I believe is the answer of what keeps us awake. We as a human, we tend to protect ourselves and for the things that actually are not being there or not even there. We tend to protect ourselves from the fear, from the rejection. Those are the things that, the reason why it keeps us awake is because we're so afraid of the things that will come tomorrow. We're so afraid of the things that may happen. And the society influences of how we should act and how we should react to every situation. The media also showed us the worst case scenario of what can happen to you if you don't have money when you enter a business, if you don't have a plan when you have a business, and if you don't have a knowledge when you're entering the business. So those are the things that I believe as an entrepreneur, as a woman and a mother, sometimes keeps us awake because we want to be protective, we want to be perfect, and we want to just have a secured future for ourselves and for the family, for our family. So for me, my personal story, as Mansi said, I'm a mother of 3 amazing children. I always want to say this, especially in front of them, because it makes them feel, when they hear I call them amazing and wonderful, it gives them joy that, oh, mommy, you call me amazing, you call me wonderful. That's just a simple thing. It also makes my heart grow. So for me, what I've written here, the 3 things that for a CEO or for any business person keeps them awake are like sustainability, operability, and probability. But I would quote some of the speakers that they said here. If you have your inner voice, and if you believe in what you do without even thinking of other people's thoughts, you would do wonders. We don't have to stay up late, so late at night, right? Because it just drains our energy, and it will just eat up the future or the tomorrow. When we stay up late, then the next day we'll be so worried. And you know what you did, Mansi, being conscious, like the exercise that we did, really just being conscious of yourself, your family, your business, everything will just be in flow. So for me, the main reason that we stay up late every night is, again, the fear that are not even there, and the problem that we create and we tell ourselves that because of the mind tends to compare and categorize. So sometimes we categorize ourselves, yes, we are a woman, yes, we are a mother, but at the end of the day, we are all just human beings, right? And we have our inner warrior, we have our inner power. We just, like everybody else is saying, let's just stop it. It's within us. We just have to keep reminding ourselves of how powerful we can be. So the company that I launched in Japan is actually a challenge. So being a mother of 3 children, I always have to remind myself of how powerful am I, of how awesome am I. Because sometimes when my son tends to become difficult, I feel like I want to go crazy. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll send you to daycare. Or in Japan, it's so difficult to look for a daycare. because I was born and raised in the Philippines, and it's just easy for everything. If we want to send our children to daycare or nursery, we don't have to sign papers. But in Japan, there's a system. You have to have at least this amount of money that you're earning, and then you have to at least work this amount of hours. So you cannot just put your child in a daycare. You have to fill up some forms, and you have to attend some meetings. You have to qualify for the requirements. And sometimes I feel like I just want to be alone. I just want to be, just by myself. But that's why the women, the company that I launched in Japan really resonates with me, because I need to self-empower every day. I need to always remind myself that this beautiful angels God gave me is to tell the world that, hey, we're just all human beings. Someone said, let's just fail and go out there and fail even more. The moment we fail, yes, because that's our experience. When we fail, that's how we learn that, this is something that I cannot do. So I'll go out there and try something else and say if this is going to work or not, right? And we are the expert of ourselves. We don't have to be perfect so we can be more perfect. Let's just be, as someone said, let's just be imperfect, and then things are going to go okay. Yesterday I learned from Gagandip, like everything, the knowledge is just borrowed. Yes, it is true. But sometimes when I asked something and then someone asked me, that's just the way it works. Or someone told me that's just the way it works. And for some people, it just stops from there. They don't question, they don't ask. But I'm the one person, or maybe some of us, will ask why. Like, why is the things works like that? How can we make things better? Or how can we make this not the way like that, right? So, and also I've been learning from Dr. Harbin. She's really a soul sister mastermind. I would call her a mastermind, because the learnings that, and also the energy that she gives everybody, I think that's what we are all getting, and that we should give it back to her. So she's the epitome of energy and people first. So Apple, Steve Jobs left a good legacy in Apple, having customer first oriented. And I think Apple will never be the same again, but that's how I want for my community, for my world. As I've been saying to the ladies in Japan, we don't want to change the world. It's just difficult. But I want to change my world, and if you're part of my world, that's beautiful, right? That's powerful. So I just want to leave you with something today, that whatever happens after this event, I made an exercise when I was in Japan about shoe fit. Sometimes it just doesn't fit. Sometimes it fits, and it's good if it fits, because sometimes some days are easy, some days are hard. But it's not the question of the quality of the day or the person who wears the shoes. It's just sometimes, as I've said, sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. So let's not be hard on ourselves, and let's not be difficult and compare other success with our success, because it's not going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. So I hope whatever keeps you awake at night, no, it should not. If there's something that should keep you awake at night, it's the joyful that you had today, the fruitfulness that you had today, and the people, how many people you touched today. So thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Riza. I love that. Was so profound, that I don't want to change the world. I know I can't, but I want to change my world, because that I can. Thank you. That's such a beautiful thought. And I like also the shift from the reasons that keep you awake at night. Let those be the reasons that get you out of bed in the morning, in the AM. On that note, I invite Arunima to speak with us. Please share her journey.
A warm morning to all of you. Thank you, Mansi, for a wonderful introduction. I am honored and privileged, and I must thank WEF 2019 and Dr. Harbin Arora for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. Just taking cognizance of the time, I'm going to rush, but I do want to make a point out here when it comes to why, CEOs are awake all night and thinking about future and the next day. A little bit about myself before I put across my points. I have been a marketing professional throughout. My journey has been 20 years now, in the digital space for 9 years, and have worked with almost 150 plus brands, learning from them and contributing. I am humbled to say that despite gender diversity and other areas of challenges we women face on a daily basis, I have managed to reach the top tier of leadership, and trust me, this journey has not been easy. I remember those days when I was into mothership, and I have got two sons. One is in engineering, the other one is in 9th standard. And I used to see my peers rising up the ladder in their career. I used to think, why I cannot do that? Why being a woman, I am so laid back. And I started running. Trust me, I started running. I made it a point that I will catch up to them. And today I am very happy and very thankful to God, my family, and everyone around that I have achieved that level, and I love myself for that. Let me just acknowledge myself for that. Thank you. Now, coming back to the topic, I have spoken a lot about myself. The job of a CEO, or currently what profile I'm handling as an executive vice president at Social Beat, keeps me awake all night. And we keep thinking how we can better our day, our people's day, and create a differentiating mark. Being a woman, it is important to manage both work life and also, your mental health. So mental health is something which, I believe is the top of my priority when I think about my people, my family. And as an individual, I believe to contribute, I believe to make a difference in my workplace, family, and society. I am also an active Rotarian, and I closely work on areas of, improving life of sex workers, mother and child. Last month, we did a camp, a single-day camp, wherein we fitted 323 prosthetic limbs, arms, to people. I am grateful that, people, God, family, giving me opportunity to give back to the society which I have earned back. Let me tell you a brief note about myself. I start my day with a gratitude to all who have contributed. And I think, what is that one extra thing which I can, add to my portfolio, to the society, just one thing which I have to better my day today than yesterday, so that I get a peaceful night, a peaceful sleep tonight. This has been my success mantra, my driving force towards positivity in life. Positivity, improvement, vision becomes extremely critical when you lead a unit, an organization, when you lead a team. And this is what keeps me awake. What about your opinion? Do you feel that, positivity and improvement for yourself and others should keep you awake? Thank you to resonate with me. Every day we are seeing technological changes. We are seeing so many new changes. We have to kind of embrace those changes and, be future ready is what I believe in. For that, you have to be agile. Agile in body, agile in your mind. And I touched upon the point of mental health. Mental health awareness is something which, when I speak to my peer CEOs, my peer counterparts, they do resonate with me that mental health awareness of your people is something which is a priority, though it is not good for me not to sleep too much. I try and sleep for 4 hours, though. Okay, so, how do we achieve this mental health is something which the culture of an organization should believe in. The culture which we create with our attitudes, values, and behaviors is something which will grow your psychological and social atmosphere. And, also it will take some time to build the culture, but once the culture is in place, trust me, 90% of your job is done. So how you build that culture is something, I will just quickly take you through. Create a culture your team will love by learning how to listen to them. Give emphasis on purpose, objective, meaning of life. Prioritize your employees' overall well-being, which includes their families as well. Family is very important. Appoint culture companions, imbibe constant change management, foster a culture of trust, which is very important. You need to trust people, where employees can feel that they are belonged to an organization and they are safe there. Promote mindfulness and schedule short breaks, holidays, off-sites. I repeat, these are very important. Talk to them. You have to make them feel at home. So this is what I want to, tell as a leader in the space, that culture is something very important, and trust me, if you have a good culture in the organization, half of your job is done. You will see productivity, you will see your business growth. Thank you so much. And on this note, I would want Dr. Harbeen to come on the stage for all the good work she is doing. I want to, exchange, or maybe, give this pin to Dr. Harbeen as a compliment for all the good work she's doing from Rotary. Thank you, Harbeen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You introduced us to a beautiful word, Arunima, mothership, right? You said, I was in mothership. Normally we say motherhood. But it's nice to hear mothership, like leadership, mothership.
Because I carry my people
Yeah.
in my arms.
Thank you, Arunima. Thank you for sharing your journey through the colorful lens of your experiences and all the wisdom that you've shared with us. I'd like to invite our last speaker for this session, Ashita Maria. Which city are you coming from? Sorry? Are you coming from Delhi itself?
Yes, from
Okay. Delhi girl.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for asking me to be a part of WEF. And thank you for creating such a beautiful platform. Not normally, we would be surrounded with all women and share the so-called problems and goodness, that we have through the day. So it's beautiful to hear, my co-speakers. Normally, we don't have that time or, being really fortunate to be there. I think CEO, of course, being a woman, no matter how much we really want to change, but society has given us responsibility to manage our households and kids. So having said that, I feel CEO, is just sitting, so I thought that, being a CEO, what we do is we require creativity. Since through the day we need to have new creations and problem-solving creativity attitude that we need to have for everything. And that's what I'm sure we all keep doing. And E stands for empathy. And I think as a woman, as a mother, I feel, we are at an advantage here, much more than men. So I think that so-called EQ works very well with us, with our organizations. And thirdly, of course, organize. Right from the first thing in the morning till the last thing in the evening, organize is something that completely kills us, but that's something that we have to do. So I think these are the three major things that absolutely keeps us awake, whether it is in the office or it is at home, because you're the same person. So I'm a mother for two myself. We started our company way back in 1999 with 2 people. Today we are about 2,000 people. But I realized that what I needed then with 2 people is what we need now with about 2,000 people. So sometimes it comes to a point wherein you just need to give a patient hearing, to somebody who requires that. So right from, the office help to the chairman is what we need to organize and, be there in between. So I think that's a beautiful part, and I genuinely feel motherhood helps a lot in you being a better CEO and you being awake at night with solutions that you want to implement from tomorrow or in future, what can be the goals. So I think that's something which is very interesting. And I think I'm with you when you say team management. That's the key. it's not us, the CEOs, who actually do anything, apart from doing meetings, so-called, but teams actually do everything, you know. So if you win on your colleagues, your employees, you're done. You know, they will take the responsibility. And of course, I'm with you when you say that. I mean, I'm really happy to see your kids around. I used to do that with my 2 daughters, and everybody used to tell me at home that you're making them entrepreneurs right now. I said, that's what I would love to do. If I'm able to do that, I would love to see my girls tomorrow, you know, going places. But yes, having said that, it's life skill that we all need to learn, irrespective of whether we are females or males. I think those skills of right from cooking and washing to about, you know, delivering things in office is needed by everybody. So I think we as women are at advantage because of that, because right from the childhood, we learn all that. So it comes quite handy. Managing people, because we manage, you know, our mothers used to tell us how to manage homes and people. I think that helps us a lot in companies. So I feel one thing that we are tight on is time. And that's what, it's quite relevant when it says that it keeps you awake at night, because there's some things that you really want to catch up with. You know, I'm a Bollywood buff, the movies in India, so I catch up complete things on binging out, you know, from that 11 o'clock to about 2 o'clock. I need to, oh yes, so that keeps me awake. I need to detox, you know. So, but that really gives me happiness. You know, so I think we need to take our time for something that gives us everything, what keeps us happy. Because sometimes during the day we don't get that time. With kids we don't get that time. But I'm too selfish. I do that. But of course, the dark circles is what I get in return, but I think that's worth it. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Exactly. We're celebrating Netflix and chill. That's all right. As long as it's not the challenges that are keeping us awake, right? It's by choice then. That's fine. If I could invite Dr. Harbeen Arora to felicitate these ladies on the dais. Making a special exception and a request.
Yeah, John.
John? He doesn't want to.
Ruth, please come. Ruth, please. Bring CJ.
Yeah, go. Get it.
Oh my God, wow. Yes, exactly. Inviting Arunima Singh to accept this honor as an exceptional woman of excellence. Ashita Maria, we congratulate you for this honor.